All right, welcome to another episode of Diez Nuts. I'm here with Chuck, who I only know as Chuck. I don't know his last name. I only know
Moreno.
him as Mexican OT's dad. That's his alter ego. Chuck, would you have a last name?
I do. Moreno.
Moreno. Oh,
Yes,
that's very Spanish of you.
Mm-hmm.
We met at MSG.
Correct.
Pretty much. We didn't meet before that, I think.
Yeah.
Somehow in the backstage of that Kiltony show in New York, and you were there with your son. And your son was going to perform. How was it to be there as a dad, watching your son, with the lives that you've both had, watching him perform at MSG?
To be totally honest, it was beautiful, such a beautiful experience. First of all, I'd never been to Madison Square Garden, and then to see my son actually doing what I've always visualized him being with, I think he does the best with live bands. You know, we've had him when he was like 15 years old, and had him with a 11-piece orchestra band, and just he freestyled for 10 minutes and captivated the crowd. So to watch that in his, you know, he hasn't even primed out yet because he's still figuring out who he is as an artist. But man, that experience was top 5. Yeah. We have a friend in common who's in the room, but who's not gonna be talking. He's wearing sunglasses indoors because he's a weirdo. But he was telling me that you have such a wild life. Like you've had such a crazy life. Were you born in Austin? Are you Texan? No, I'm originally from Bay City, Texas. Grew up here.
Yeah.
And moved here in '95. Moved to Westminster. Came back in '99 and pretty much been here since. So I'm an old root in this city.
You're an old root in this city. I've seen you walk around the town like you own it. It's kind of like you know everybody. Everybody knows who you are. At least Austinites know who you are. People who are less familiar maybe don't.
Yeah, I get a good reception pretty much everywhere. You know.
Well, I mean, you're a charismatic guy. I think it's the chains and the muscles.
Yeah.
Do people give you do sometimes people? Because I've never had muscles, I guess. So do people get try to fight you or whatever to try to establish dominance sometimes? Did you get that?
Yes, bro. That is it's been a common problem for me my entire life. And you know, I have to literally go out of my way. I've kneeled down to guys and like literally said, look, whatever I did to offend you, please forgive me. You know? Cause like that situation never gonna be good for anybody.
No,
yeah, and I'd rather build bridges everywhere, bro. I try to build a bridge with each and every individual I encounter.
And so you were. What's your main career here in Austin? Was it mostly entertainment, nightlife?
No, man, I coach. Yeah,
you coach?
I've coached for almost 20 years now. I literally coach pretty much Monday through Friday every morning. So even when you guys see me in the Mitzi's or wherever you see me, I'm still up every morning in the gym. So,
see, that's responsible. You were still late to the podcast, but...
Well, I just got finished coaching. Like, really? So my clients held me up today. So please forgive me for my tardiness, man, because I've been excited about being here.
Was it a lady?
No, it was a guy, but...
Okay, all right. You have really no excuse.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you around town. I mean, you're seeing someone now?
Oh.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay. Yeah. We're not gonna put labels on it.
No.
It's 2025.
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty happy right now.
All right.
I'm happy where I'm at.
You're happy where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm happy you're happy. And it's funny when we met. I've been telling this joke now on stage. It kind of works because when we met, it wasn't with you and your son, but I told you guys I was from Spain. And then one of your friends was there. Some other guy was there that also had you were all grilled up and you had all the jewelry you could have on, and I was just like, oh, I guess we didn't steal all the gold.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a great fucking joke actually.
And I was like this, and I just wrote it right down. And I thought I'm gonna be honest, I was afraid of saying it, but I've sort of figured out if I don't tell the jokes that I'm thinking of to the people that.
Where it matters to, where when it counts, you know, because what's, you know, me being a fan of, you know, comedy and getting to watch you guys multiple nights in a row and watch you guys tweak your crafts, Just like I tell my son, I mean, you're your best when you're just having fun. So like, don't ever live in any type of intimidation, bro. And size doesn't matter, because you know what? Spirit is everything, bro. Like people generally want to be kind, but sometimes they just don't know how.
How are you this jacked and your son is your son?
Actually, my son is built,
he's jacked underneath, I'm sure.
He's built just like me, but you know, when he moved out, you know, his life, because you know, I'm sure he trained every single day of his life growing up with me. So I'd have his ass in the gym. And man, he's super athletic. I mean, he has great feet work, good hand work. I mean, he could do multiple backflips, crazy. You know, even now.
He can do backflips now?
Yeah.
God, but, I would pay so much money to see that.
So February 7th in Pasadena, Texas, we're doing it's that Mexican tea day, and we're gonna have Braxton Keith, my son, Paul Wall, Drody, and we're gonna have a full pro rodeo that day.
Can I come?
Oh, absolutely, man! It would be a treat to have you there, bro. It's going to be huge. We're expecting 30,000+ people.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to be huge. The city of Houston is comparing it to Lollapalooza because of just in the short amount of time, the buzz that's been on it so far.
Oh, and I'm putting that on my agenda right now.
February 7th.
Oh, I'm in Arlington. That's what I thought. I thought maybe it was a different weekend.
Yeah.
Is that drivable?
Arlington it's just like 3 hours, 2.5 hours.
Maybe I can make it late.
Yeah, we'll be there. It's gonna be huge, bro.
Is it a whole day event or?
Yeah. So JB Mooney, which I mean, he's the god when it comes to bull riding. He's actually bringing his bulls for the event, and if I'm not mistaken, I was talking to my cousin this morning. I think we have 20 pro riders coming out for the event.
And so it's a whole day event.
Yeah, it's a full event. It's
and then a party at night.
Kid friendly, family friendly.
Wow.
Everybody come out, you know.
Dude, I'm gonna come in the morning and then I'll go to Arlington, do the show I have to do, and then I'll see if the person, because I'm opening for, featuring for, will want to drive down to see the after party. Yeah. Maybe he'll get excited about it. Knowing him, good chance, but I don't want to say anything.
I mean, we're gonna have a blast. I mean, Braxton is a great kid. My son,
I'll have to make
Paul Wall.
It's gonna be incredible.
No, man, I would love to have you there. I mean,
I'll just come and hang, man. I'll just see what I can see, then go to the show and come back.
It's definitely gonna be an experience. And if you guys have never seen pro bull riding, man, it is. I mean, it's a train wreck every time. It's a train wreck, and they have 20 riders, and I think each rider gets anywhere from like 3, 4, 5 rides.
To me, it's bucket list stuff to go see. I've never seen an actual rodeo.
Oh, never?
Never, ever.
Oh, yeah, man.
Only on TV.
You know, I grew up ranching, you know, being in the, you know, ranching my whole life. So, dude, they just have a distinct smell to them. I've always been fascinated by bulls since I was a kid, and I've never ridden a full-size bull. My uncles would put us on small calves and stuff, but yeah, man, it's pretty plugged in when it comes to my family.
And so you're growing up, you're living in nature, kind of thing. What made you change your lifestyle and then?
No, I've always loved the city. I mean, we were only like 45, 50 minutes outside of Houston, so we're always in Houston.
Okay.
We're just like a branch of the city of Houston.
I see.
You know, and there's all branches all around the major part of the inner city. And we were just a branch. I mean, it was, we had 97.9 The Box was at our little bitty, I mean, we had clubs kind of just a little bigger than this room, and it'd be packed with 97.9 The Box would be there with Michael 5,000 watts and, you know, just throwing parties. It looked like a car show every single weekend. There's a lot of money in that little city.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I did a show in Dallas, in Oak Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a day where all the people come out with all the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff is pretty incredible. Like the way...
it's definitely a Texas thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think the only other place was when Atlanta used to have like the Freaknik.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, here in Texas, we find a reason to do that every weekend. Like this Saturday, I'll be in Houston with my partner Angel with Urban Cliche, and they have all sports like Lamborghinis, Rolls. I mean, every kind of sports car you can think of. And then I think we're going to end up at a airplane hangar, and they're going to supposedly be able to ride in this jet with a fighter pilot. And so if I can do that, that's bucket list.
What
Boom.
day is that?
It's this Saturday. So
Can I come?
Yeah, so I'm going to Shane Gillis Friday.
Oh yeah. Where is he performing?
In Houston at
okay.
I forgot what arena. I think it's an arena theater.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a big one for sure.
Yeah. So we'll be there. And then I just plugged in with Washington Ho.
Who's that?
So he has that show, House of Hoes. It have 2 seasons on HBO.
House of Hoes? That sounds like the perfect show for you somehow.
Yeah, because he's like...
sounds like it's a show you want to be on.
Yeah. Oh, I will be on it. So we're going. Well, we're figuring things out, but we just met Monday. Man, we had great conversation. I'll be back down there on Friday. We have another little business meeting, and man, I look forward to growing that relationship.
You are to me like as a shy person from Europe, you seem to me like the quintessential American person in the sense of like I don't fully understand what you do. Mm-hmm. Then you say you're coaching, but then somehow you're connected with everybody. Mm-hmm. And everybody welcomes you in and opens their doors to you. And I'm like, how is this? This is a whole networking game that's, it must exist in Europe to some degree, but it's very American.
Yeah, well, you know, my entire life, my whole life has been capitalized on networking, you know, because I've always been a firm believer it's who you know, not what you know. Mm-hmm. You know, and that goes in every form. And I don't know, man, I would much rather invest in people over a dollar any day, because people, that's always a lifeline, you know. And when people can depend on you and you can depend on them, what's more beautiful in a relationship than that?
Did you grow up in a stable family?
Pretty much. I mean, you know, everybody has problems, you know.
Yeah.
But I had my mother, I had my father.
Because I would be afraid of considering my family my lifeline at any point in time. I'd be like,
My dad is one of the most dependable human beings I know. You know, and they're square, super square, and they would do anything for me. So I remember one night I had an incident, and I won't tell the story, but I'll tell you
why not?
The
sounds like that's where that sounds like
I called my dad like 6 a.m. I'm like, Dad, I fucked up. And the first thing he says, he's like, do you need an ambulance? I was like, yes, but don't call him till you get here. And my dad was there in like minutes, and just.
And why didn't you want him to call the ambulance until he got there?
I needed him to be there.
You needed him to observe the situation and take a decision.
Yeah, bro. My dude. Every time my heart beat, there was blood was shooting out of my hand like this. Like, man, yeah.
Is this all right? So you I'm not gonna make you incriminate yourself or anything like that. But what happened? Was it an incident with someone, with a machine, with a car? Was it a mistake? Was it something that you did, or was it something that somebody did to you and then you responded badly?
Man, look, I was in my mom's house laying down, and I woke up to a naked man attacking me. And I fell asleep. Left the garage open, and this dude was like drugged up, and
no shit.
That's the gist of it.
All right. Yeah.
And
fast forward, there's an ambulance being called.
Yeah. Well, I'm being attacked, so I'm gonna defend myself. I beat his face off of him, literally.
Yeah, his face was here, and then the rest of him.
Oh no, it was bad, and like I felt.
I'm sorry, man.
Like I was like, you know, and yeah, so. Yeah.
So this incident happens to you. Mm-hmm. Were you physically hurt?
Oh yeah, I was all pretty bruised up. My hand was broken.
Is this why you have a finger that's a little?
No, I did that in training jiu-jitsu, man. That's just years of
maybe
combat.
It was fingering aggressively. I don't know.
I used to tell my son, "Don't sit there. It's small, but it'll still hurt." It's fucking funny, bro.
So how do you process the trauma of that? Or you have experience with previous trauma that helped you deal with that trauma?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I used to live a pretty reckless life. I was before, so, yeah, I've lived a crazy life, bro. And today, I just want to be a healer and a helper.
Well, I mean, that's who you felt like you were to me, at least. You've been nothing but kind and welcoming and positive, calm energy.
I make a lot of effort to be that consistently, and anybody who knows me will always say that, I'll always be consistent, And, I take pride in never arguing with friends. Like I've never been the type of person that gets off to making somebody else feel bad about themselves.
Did you find that when you were reckless and you decided to...
I was dangerous as fuck, bro. I used to be a very dangerous person.
I'm sure you still are if necessary. But
no, I'm a hero today. I've always been a hero. And, I tell everybody, I've always been an outlaw, never been a villain. There's an immense difference, Oh,
I know. What was the thing with the outlaws? I read the definition of that at one point, so I understand what you mean. Mm-hmm. But when you wanted to switch your energy and your aura or whatever it was and change your life up a little bit, did you find that you still find like you have to go against your nature and make a conscious effort? And do you find that over time you create muscle memory and it's easier and easier to be just a kind, chill person?
No, it's fucking, you just have to make that decision. And it came, my decision came from a lot of pain. So I just been sent to prison. I was there for over half a decade. And I just made the conscious decision of never wanting to have the character trait that we're going to do these things to get me in this trouble again.
So would you say that prison helped you reform you? Or
no, prison did nothing to reform me. I did everything myself because prisons they're not in the business of healing people or helping people.
I don't have personal experience.
Yeah, this is through my experience. So I'm a firm believer that self-help is self-explanatory. You got to get that shit yourself. And it's there for you. You just have to.
Where did you look then to find that help?
Right here and in the mirror.
Yeah, but what I mean is
I read everything. I remember my first 2 years in prison. I had family members sending me all these self-help books, all these books. And I was just using them for weights. And then I go to SEG and I was forced to just be, because my first couple of years in prison, I wasn't learning no lesson. I was still hustling, doing whatever. I've never been gang related. I've just been a schoolboy and an athlete my whole life. Being in gang just never fascinated me.
Did they ever mess with you in prison, or they were fine?
Oh, yeah. Everybody tests you. You just don't show any fractures in your infrastructure. If you show any fracture in your infrastructure, you got at least 2,000 men who are going to try to crack you. What? And so when you make your presence felt really fast, they don't fuck with you. They know who to fuck with.
Who? Is there any chance for a skinny guy who's weak and doesn't know how to fight to establish presence?
Yeah.
How would I go about it if I was there?
You make yourself an asset. So everybody has a hustle in prison because if not, you starve because they don't feed you enough, first of all. So if you don't have a hustle, you don't have any extra food to eat. I remember there were like 7 months where...
Are they doing this to create hostility?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
They promote homosexuality and they do everything to create any type of hostility.
And so you don't get enough to eat, so you have to have a hustle. So what would how do you make yourself an asset?
Well, you look like Poindexter.
Yeah.
So
pretend to be one.
Well, yeah. I mean, go to the law library all day. Stay there.
Yeah.
Do arts and crafts so you have a value to yourself. Mm-hmm. And nowadays it's not as like rapey anymore. They're literally talking these guys out of it now.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
You look disappointed.
Right. I'm just saying, it's just mind blowing. But anyway, it's just, it was.
So when people commit I guess a crime in prison, is it considered a crime still, or because it's in prison it's not?
Yeah. So
if somebody
I suffered consequences all the way. So I was on something from 1992 all the way to 2022. That was the first time I've been off. So since 2022 or 2022, I'm free of any type of.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, it's an accomplishment, but it was a lot. And, you know, the last case I caught was in prison in 2005. I knocked out Lieutenant, beat up his CO5 in there. And, you know, that's where I did 2.5 years at SEG, and that's where I really found out who I was. And, you know, when I was in there, my son's mother was killed by a drunk driver.
Jesus Christ.
Best friend, my dog died. You know, he was my best friend. And, you know, so you just...
No, you got Adam.
Yeah, little bro. But, you know, I just... that's why I don't... You know, I literally tell all of my friends, anybody I encounter, I tell people that I love them, you know, and I generally mean that, even if I don't know you, because I want the very best. I'm probably one of the... Dude, I want everybody to shine. Because I know every time I break a threshold of a room, I know that I'm bright. And, you know, so like when I see somebody who's not as bright as they should be, because, you know, when I got home, I just, you know, just through the trauma that my son went through while I was gone, you know, everybody goes through things, you know, and, you know, I saw where he was not as confident as he should be, you know, and I would even tell him, I'm like, son, do you even realize the fucking nuts you fell out of?
Did he still want to listen to you after all that?
Man, absolutely. My son, I mean, if you listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with him, man, I cried all the way through it, you know. My son's literally telling him my dad's my hero.
Oh,
you know, and, you know, just like fathers and sons, you don't always see eye to eye, but I understand my son immensely, you know, and man, I'm proud of that dude. I was proud of that dude when he came home with a 7 in math. That's why I say that all the time. But when I see his success today, it doesn't fucking surprise me one bit.
Good.
When we're in front of, I mean, I remember being in crowds where it was just me and my people, you know, and then all of a sudden we're in 85,000 people at the Houston Rodeo. And right before he goes on stage, I'm like, son, remember, we're still in the kitchen. That's where it all started. We're still in the kitchen. I remember we were driving from, I think, Virginia. It's before we had a tour bus or anything. And so we're driving from Virginia to like Philly. And, you know, I'm driving, he's working on a song, and Drody, Scales, and other guys are in the back passed out. And man, he's working on a song, and then he turns down the radio and he's like, Dad, I'm like, what's up? He's like, you remember we used to do this shit for free? I was like, yeah, you know, and fucking, because I was like, see, he trained because that's what I love. Training, fighting, coaching, that saved my life. Music saved my son's life. So when you said earlier why he's in the shape, I think it could be a little rebellion because I forced him to work out his whole life. But, you know, I went down there and trained him a few days at his home. He just bought a new home and did a badass gym and everything. So he's actually making the effort of training again. But he's like, man, Dad, every time, he's like, I enjoy working out with my homeboys, but I never feel as good as I do when I train with you. But I mean, I'm really badass at what I do, fitness, TCB.
Well, we can see the results.
Yeah, I mean,
you just reminded me of a friend of mine, really good friend of mine from college, from Brussels. He's Spanish, but we're kind of different Spanish in the sense of his parents immigrated from Spain to Belgium in the 50s from the north of Spain. It was a lot of a coal mining industry that closed down. So a lot of the economy in the north of Spain went to crap in the 50s. A lot of people moved up to Belgium in that time. My family went up in the 80s when Spain entered into the European Union. So it was a different context. So he was born in Belgium, but his dad was obsessed with guitar and flamenco and classical guitar. And he forced my friend to learn guitar since he was a kid. And he was like winning competitions. He's the best guitar player I have ever seen. Right? And
he just don't have no passion for it.
No, he can't do it because he's like, it just reminds him of his dad and who passed away, and it's too emotional. Like he struggles to enjoy playing guitar because of how much.
That's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. There's a bit of rebellion there. There's a bit of like,
man. Well, you know, because we have to find ways to heal because instead of finding ways to cope, because we build through trauma. people build up PTSDs and learn how to.
Oh yeah.
And I had to learn mine, and because I would react like, because
I've learned not to stand behind you just in case.
well, sorry about that. I'm just because my chick always says you're a bull in a china cabinet. So, yeah, but oh man.
Sorry, I made you lose your train of thought. Yeah. You were talking about how you need to find ways to heal.
Oh yes, bro. Like just the importance of it, because you just have to identify first that this is not normal, and then you make the adjustments in life, because you don't ever want to be like, if somebody's approaching you with an issue, and your first thing to do is to be frustrated, like, man, that's kind of elementary for a grown human being to still be reacting like that. And
PTSD is a real thing.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, and I think it's all curable, because PTSD is all mental. And now on the time frame of the healing, nobody ever knows.
I think there's several levels to PTSD. As if I look at my own, like my life was way easier than yours. But there's one time I was in a big accident where a bunch of people died and I didn't. And it made me question a lot of things.
That means you're blessed, bro, and that you have a calling.
Yeah, but I also, for a while, I felt like, okay, like I should have died. I feel guilty. It changed my relationship to life and death. It felt my relationship to my purpose in life. Like I already hated my job. Then I really hated my job. My relationship was, my ex was like, something changed that day. Whatever happened to you that day, something changed, because I don't feel like you're the same person. And I don't know if she was right or not, because I can't tell for sure. But then, and I could, like, if I was in a theater with loud sounds or whatever, I'd start crying, like. But also that passed. But I feel like then there's like long-term, more subconscious PTSD of like, I still do dumb shit, where I still feel like I get antisocial, or I'll get randomly aggressive or defensive. And I'll be like, why am I doing this right now? I'll regret it, but now it's done. I have to kind of keep dealing with the consequences of my own stupidity or lack of self-control at times. So, and people ask me all the time, because I don't drink, right? Or I don't do stuff. And people, don't you do anything? I'm like, because I don't trust myself. I never
so
have.
I stopped taking acid.
No, well, I never started. I never started, but I was like, I don't want to start because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I might take stupid decisions right now.
Hey, man, can I invite you to come train with me?
Yeah, but it's just the time, man. I was training 3 times a week until I left my job. I've lost weight since I lost my job. Because I can't afford the gym now.
Look, listen. I'm gonna just bring you as my guest. All right.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Look, because I just feel like I have something to give you, bro. Because, like, I didn't even know that you were experiencing that, but because I've been super intuitive my whole life, and like now that I'm older, and just really when I was in prison, I became super aware of it. I remember, anyway.
Physical exercise makes me feel good.
No, I mean, more than just the physical.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you transform and evolve your thinking, your mind frame, because everything in life is a thought. First you think it, then you speak life, then you act, then you become, right?
I definitely lack confidence in myself.
And I
don't see that changing. I don't see what the keys are for that. That's why when I'm asking, like, what were you when you say I'm looking within myself for change, I'm like,
what? You know where I remember, because I remember when I started, when I just made the transform in my mind to where I decided I'll never be a victim again. And I remember we were riding home on the bus, and literally these dudes would pick on me every day. And I had just came from like a Christian school. My mom was a teacher, super protected, no cussing. My parents would argue in the room, so we didn't see it. When my brother and sister would be sick, I'd stand by their bedside and, I'd cry for them because I knew they were in pain.
Oh God.
So I'm super intuitive. You know what I'm saying? I've always been soft. So, you know, I had to learn that being nice, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares how nice you are if you're not if you can't be a threat. You dig what I'm saying? Like if you can't basically like because people always take advantage and just walk over just the nice guy.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I'm not gonna because I'm a firm believer that people only do what you allow them to get away with.
At my old day job that I was at for 20 years.
What kind of job was it?
It was a administrative job, like very legal,
so
contractual, governmental.
Okay.
So part of the administration machine.
Yeah.
But I had done that for a long time. I had a lot of experience. I did the jobs. I went from being an intern to doing almost every job you could. So I knew the job inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I knew the job in many cases better than my bosses. I definitely knew the job better than a lot of people in that thing. And I was always on the money. And I would get into a lot of arguments with big bosses because I was just disagreeing with them. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, their ego wanted to enforce some idea. And I was asked to shut up and be pushed down constantly. That's why I was happy to leave. Mm-hmm. But every time that time passed, I was proven right. But in that job, I knew how to be a threat. I knew how to mess with people and I knew how to stand up for myself. Exactly. I knew. But now I'm like, this is in comedy, I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I'm not a 20-year in person.
Mm-hmm.
So
but that should
know.
Be exciting because what is life all about?
Well, that's it. I'm projecting myself upwards. It's exciting. But then sometimes I'm like, am I supposed to say something right now? Or am I supposed to shut up? You know? So what I'm trying to do at least is
follow your spirit.
No.
No. Then vomit everything.
I shut up. I'm just shutting up.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to bite my tongue sometimes.
Oh, I've lost so many friends for not biting for speaking what was in my mind at that moment. That now I've had cases where I'm messed with, and I know that if I react, if I give them what's in my mind right now, they will. This relationship is lost forever. It's better if I just shut up.
That must be super funny then.
No, you don't want to see me angry.
No, not angry.
No, but that's what's gonna come out. If I let it out, it's all deep anger with the meanest words you can imagine.
Damn, Norman Bates.
For example, one thing that happened to me is I used to get bullied in school by this one guy, right? This guy was persecuting me. I was like, this guy who always is threatening me. He was stronger than me. And years after high school, he never beat me up. He never touched me because some friends were kind of like telling him, no, he's cool, don't do it.
Yeah.
But after high school, a friend of mine told me, no, dude, what happened is the first day because he skipped a class, when you fail, you have to redo a year or something. He was held back 1 year. That's why he ended up in my class. He was 1 year older. Apparently, I said something to him.
Oh.
I said something. I said something. And he was like, that's why he hated you. And I was like, I don't know. It was all my fault. It's all my doing. Like it only takes me 3 seconds to say something that's gonna deeply hurt someone, and it just comes out. So now I'm shutting up.
That's funny.
Have you seen glimpses
I want to hear
of that?
everything. I wish I could read your thoughts now.
Oh, dude, no. Well, I can tell you off the mic, but there's definitely people that have said stuff to me where I'm like, I'm just gonna write stuff, and then when the day comes, cold-blooded, it will come out in the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still petty. I don't care about being petty. People say, it's bad to be petty. I don't really care. I just write it all down.
Yeah, man, I let a lot of stuff roll down my back, man. I think right. I think that's what, for me, because I know, like, if it's not life or death, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, but people do perceive the slightest thing as life or death. But you actually know what life or death is.
You know, that's why when I got home and all these people were so panicky about I'm like, dude.
I remember this one time. This is a couple.
Did it kill you?
Huh?
I'm like, did it kill you? Did you die? No, right?
3 in June. Somebody was giving me constant shit for like 30 minutes, and his friends were ganging up on me. Just banter. It started by light banter, became more and more bullying, straight up bullying. And at one point, I was just shutting up because I was like, "There's power dynamics here. I can't do much about this. I just have to. At one point, I was like, I've kind of had enough. But I was just like, do you realize? Because I'm kind of saving the story for the day that I can say it on a bigger platform. But like, do you realize I've lived here, 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 and here. I've lived through this, 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 and this. I've survived this and this. And here are the photos. This is where I was when this thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing comedy because I like it, kind of thing. And then stopped everything. So I found a way of doing it without entering into a fight. But I had to I take it for 30 minutes to process my thoughts. Because I couldn't, if I had said anything earlier than that, it would have just been anger and an explosion, which would have then proven them right or whatever, and then it would have made it worse. So I keep digging myself in holes with anger.
That's because, man, I tell everybody like this, one thing that will make people change is pain, whether it be emotional, mental, spiritual, especially physical pain. And dude, I had put myself, because everything that I've ever had great in my life, I've also sabotaged myself, for whatever the reason, scenario is, Remember, adult trauma comes from childhood trauma, and man, I just tried to live as optimistic and in victory, mental victory as possible every single day. Like, I don't ever wake up and complain any mornings. Not one single morning. I can't even remember the last time I've done that.
That's beautiful.
And like, I'm never like, fuck, even if I only got 2 hours, because I don't have enough time to be fucking sitting in that negative shit, because it still has to be done anyway.
I'll say this, since I left my day job, I wake up way better.
Well, good.
Just because I don't have the pressure of I have to immediately be here. I now control my own agenda a bit more. And that makes me I can wake up and be like, all right, I guess I have to do this, this, and this. But hey, let me start right away. But it's now my time belongs more to me. And that agency makes me feel more powerful and just happier. Less unhappy, at least less unhappy.
Well, because this is my belief, right? I feel like, if God created us in his image, that made us godlike. We're not gods, but being creators is kind of godlike. And if you're not being creative in your life, then you're falling short of who you were created to be. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like clocking in, and, I respect everybody's hustle.
Oh,
but
100%.
But like, how much fun? I'd rather have 6 hustles than one job I'm miserable at, Well,
I don't know. I just want to get really good at comedy. I only have that hustle.
Just keep playing with it, bro, and just keep having fun.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed in every conversation I've ever had with you, it's always a pleasure to speak to you, because you're super clever. Clever people are always can be funny,
Or assholes.
I mean, dude, everybody has a hustle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, be that little asshole. Shit. Fuck.
Well,
I mean, that would shock people.
Well, I did it on the show on Kill Tony, and then and here I am now.
Well, you'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. I mean, if you're smart, fucking use that to your advantage. Like, whenever people are being themselves, that's easy for everybody to easily love. Just be yourself.
Well, Chuck, on that note, do you have anything to plug that you want to plug besides that festival? You want to plug it again?
Forgive me. Yes. Coach C, Fitness TCB on Instagram. Contact me. I do everything from diet to fitness to fight. We work on a nutritional plan. I do full body training every day. If you're trying to do a bodybuilder, I have a guy for you. I don't really do that. And February 7th, my son's official, that Mexican OT Day, Pasadena, Texas. Full rodeo, carnival, everything's going to be family friendly. And we're going to have Drody, that Mexican OT, Paul Wall, and closing with Braxton Keith.
Chuck, thank you for coming on Diez Nuts.
Love you, brother.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you, gentlemen.